Okay, everybody, back on the lower saucer section of the German flying saucer. This is Sunday morning, April 29th. I'm back down in my shop. I have the landing gear and the ramp wired up to my power supply. Turn on in a minute. I have it set at 12 volts. This is going to be a little tricky showing the landing gear lighting. The ramp looks really cool, but I'll turn off the lights here in the shop. A little bit of a gloomy day outside, so there's not much light coming into the shop. So let me go ahead and turn the lights off and hit some power here. It's going to be a little tricky showing everybody the lighting, but you can see, like right there, the landing gear, the one on the far end, the one right here up front, and then the cargo ramp. That looks really cool. I got it set at 12 volts. I can lower it down to 9. Because I got it set up that you can run it either on 9 or 12. That's 9 right there. It looks a little bit not as bright as you can see there with the ramp. Here's a better look at it right there. It looks pretty cool. I don't know if I can hold up the model. Everybody can get a better look at it. But you can see the lighting on the landing gear and the ramp. The other landing gear is lit up. Everything's looking cool so far. I'm going to have to do my homework and turn the light back on. I'll have to just clean up the wiring on the landing gear and the ramp. That's not going to be a problem. I'll glue it down with some hot glue and put it all in the right, lay it down so it's out of the way. But I figured I'd give everybody a quick update on what I've done so far over the weekend. I think it's really looking cool. I've noticed there's a little bit more weight to it now since I've got the gear in. I'll pause the camera for now. I'll start working on this today, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, this is Friday, May 4th. This is going to be the final on the saucer. What I'm going to do this weekend is assemble the saucer together. The lower section is finished. Now all I gotta do is tie everything in. I have to control the interior part that goes right here. I gotta tie that all in with the wiring, and that I'm gonna do that off camera because that's just gonna be too time consuming. But it shouldn't take too long, so I'll keep my fingers crossed. The weather this week has been warm, so I've been down in my shop here Wednesday, and I hit the top of the saucer with a final dull coat, and the same with the main turret. So all I gotta do is get this all together and call it a wrap. So I'll film a little bit of this when I get to the point of assembling the interior to the bottom part of the saucer over here. It's just gonna take time, and I don't want to bore everybody. I'll just show how I'm going to start it, and then I'll finish it up off camera. But the bottom's done, and it's looking good. I already tried the lighting, and everything's looking good. It turned out awesome. I really think it's going to look really cool once it's all together. but like I said, I got my work cut out for me. This weekend, it shouldn't take too long to assemble it, but it, you know, I can't say because I got everything all tied in. I got the negative here, and I got the positive over here, and I just got to tie everything in. And I do have a light for the elevator. I got to tie that in. I got to see if that all fits, and I don't have to modify anything. So I'm going to pause for now, set up shop, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the saucer. I just glued the control panel, the floor, into the upper saucer section. You can see here it's all glued on, and I used testers, glue in a tube. Put that back down. Use your old tester's glue. This seems to work good on the model. I don't know what type of resin or plastic this is, but it seems like if you build this kit, this is the glue to go with. But I also, with certain other areas of the build, I've used the Tamiya. This is a little bit thicker than the extra thin. Plus I've used extra thin as well. The fun part is coming up. I got to wire the floor into everything else, the landing gear, the elevator, the ramp, and that's going to take a little time to do off camera. So I figured I'd give everybody a quick update. I'll pause for now, and I'll continue working on this, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update. I'm working on closing the upper and lower saucer section together. Before I can do that, I gotta wire this upper saucer section to the lower saucer section. I already cut the length that I need for the positive and negative. This is wire wrapping wire. When I first got into lighting my kits, I used magnetic wire. That stuff was tricky to use, especially when you're wrapping up and finishing up your kit. This is about the same in diameter. This might be 28 or 30 gauge, I'm not quite sure. Very flexible. I don't use magnetic wire anymore. So I figured I'd give everybody another look at the inside of the saucer before I wire everything up and glue the top to the bottom. I'll be working on this off camera, but I figured I'd give everybody a quick look at the upper section right here. I got the elevator glued in, and now all I have to do is wire it up and then glue the upper and lower saucer section together, which I'll be using the tester's glue for that. So I'll pause for now, continue working on this, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the saucer. I'm finally sealing up the bottom of the saucer around the edge, and I used Tamiya extra thin. You never have enough of these clamps. I love these clamps, they're awesome, and I have like about 20 of them. And I'm not going to leave the clamps on overnight. I just let that bond within 5-10 minutes, and I take the clamps off, and then when I'll flip it over, gravity will take over. But this side's already done, and this side's about ready to take the clamps off. So I figured I'd give everybody another update, and this should be done tomorrow, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the saucer. This morning I'm going to be working on the main turret. I had the part right here that goes in that spot right there, and then I have the guns over here. I got to glue onto this part here, and then I have the seats I have to install in the interior. They're ready to go, so I'm going to have to set up, take care of the final steps on the saucer off camera, and then I'll film everything when it's done. Saucer is done. I worked on it yesterday. I glued the two parts together, upper and lower saucer section. I glued this part on, And then this will just pop off here. And get it off. And then you can see the interior. Everything's looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and continue working on this today. I'll pause for now. And I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the German flying saucer. I have the saucer flipped over, and this will probably be the final look at the lower saucer section. Point some things out. You can see where the 3mm LED is for the lighting of the landing gear, and the turrets do turn, which is a cool feature. I wanted to make sure that they turned, and they all turn, no problem. That's really cool. And then this one right here, and you can see the cargo ramp. Even though it's upside down, that opens really fine with no problem. So I glued the main guns on the main turret. They've been drying for a while. That turned out really nice. Then I have the guns here that go on to the small turrets. I'll do that next. I clean those all up so they're ready to go. They're really tiny compared to the main gun on top. And I just used your Tamiya extra thin. So let me go ahead, pause the camera, finish the bottom up, then I have the interior next to do. I got this seats to install. So I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update. I just glued the guns into the small turrets. Look pretty cool. I'll let that set and dry for a while. But they really look, it really looks cool now with the guns in place. And I used the Tamiya. This is a little thicker than the thin, and it gives you a little more time to play with. And like I said, I used this, the extra thin, and then I used the Tester's glue for my build of the saucer, German flying saucer. So I'll let this sit and dry for a while before I turn it over. I still got the interior to do next with the seats, and talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update. Getting ready to install the seats for the interior. Got them over here. They're all ready to go. They even give you an extra seat. Didn't know that. It's painted up. I can use that for something else down the road. But they recommended red for the cushion, and I didn't like that idea. And I used rubber black. And then the seat itself is light gray. Turned out good. So I'll pause the camera, start working on this, do the final touch-ups. I still have to do the windows too. I don't know if I want to leave them out or put them in. So I'll pause for now, continue working, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the saucer. I just installed the seats. They're drying. I installed the windows. I used some Formula 560 canopy glue. Takes a little longer to cure, but does a great job. Don't fog up the windows. So I'm going to let everything sit for a while and dry. I'll hook this up to some power here in a little while and see what she looks like. So I'll pause for now, continue working on this, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, I got the top on. I don't have this glued in. I'll be able to take this on and off so I can pop the top off. I didn't think it would be wise to glue this in, and it fits pretty snug. And you can see the lighting in the interior through the windows. Looks pretty cool. not going to give it the best to where you can see everything going on in there, but that's alright. At least it lights up. Looks pretty cool. And you can see the bottom. Turn the light back on. I recommend getting this kit. If you don't have it, pick one up. They're still available. I picked this one up at Cult TV Man. I paid probably around $100 when it first came out. You can get a little less than that now. You can go to Squadron and pick one up for around $100. Let me pause the camera one more time, take the top off, and get another last look at the inside, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, here's another look. I failed to point out the elevator shaft is lit. I used a SMD warm white, and the bottom of the tube I painted with turn signal amber. It's acrylic. It's like a clear, and gives it that nice yellow glow. Looks pretty cool. And would I build another one of these? Yeah, I probably would. Pick up another one down the road and maybe do a different color scheme. Make it all silver maybe. But this one turned out awesome. I took my time with it. Put a lot of hours in it. And it went together perfect. I had no problems with that. Go ahead and put the top back on. Top goes on really, no problems with the top going on, coming on and off. There you go. So it looks pretty cool. The next thing I'm going to be finishing up that I've had on my bench for a long time is the Batmobile 1/25th scale. I've started it and then I put it to the side, working on the Yellow Submarine and the German Flying Saucer. So I want to get back to that, and then I'll have a clean slate to set up to do something else. I don't have nothing off the top of my head right now to figure out what I'm going to build. But I'll pull something off the back here and start something up here soon. But for right now, I'm happy with the results on this. I like how it turned out. So I'd like to thank all my YouTube subscribers. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Sub to my channel. And I'll talk with everybody later.